everybody, I'm Elizabeth Clary and this is Clary See Life. If you're new here, I want to say welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. And if this is not your first time joining me, then welcome back. It has been a while, let me tell you. I actually filmed this video right before Halloween whenever I decorated my living room for Christmas. It has been a crazy couple of months. We've been so busy. You know, life happens whenever you make plans. I've been saying that a lot. It's kind of been like my tagline lately, but it is so true. And so I've tried not to stress out about it, but I'm so excited that I'm finally getting out this video to you. I hope it inspires you if you have not decorated already. And if you've already decorated, maybe it'll give you some ideas of how to change it up, maybe even next year in 2022. But this is just a decorate with me. This is how I decorate my Christmas tree. In the past, I've had a larger Christmas tree, but the lights quit working. And after a couple of years of stringing lights onto it, I decided to give it up last year. I just had enough. And so this year I just use kind of a pencil type tree. This tree was actually from Big Lots. We purchased it last year, I believe, and they usually have this one in stock. It's a 7.5 foot and it's around like $89, I think, maybe $100. I really love it. It's pretty. It's flocked, but it's not like super white, so it has a lot of the greens and the whites in it, and it does make a little bit of a mess, but I don't think there's a flocked tree out there that doesn't make a mess. But I love how this turns out, and I hope that it inspires you. So when I'm decorating my trees, I always start out with my beads or garland or ribbon, which on this tree, I'm starting out with a beaded garland that was from Walmart. It's really pretty. It has kind of a natural wood tone, white beads, and like a sage green color. And for this tree, I'm going with more traditional colors. I did paint one wall in my living room that green color. It's a little bit darker in person than what it actually looks on the screen. It looks brighter on the screen, but I wanted to pull kind of those traditional red and greens out, but I didn't want it to be like super like formal. I wanted it to kind of be a little bit of a mix of farmhousey and kind of glamorous. So anyways, I started out with the wooden beads and then I added in my ribbon. There's so many ways to do ribbon, and so I try to change it up from year to year and just have fun with it. Now, I've had lots of people tell me recently that they have no idea how to do ribbon in their tree, that it looks awful. Well, let me tell you, it always looks awful whenever it's just ribbon starting out. So I encourage you to try ribbon. Try a couple different ways of ribbon in your tree. You know, go around it, go up and down it, tuck some of it in. There's so many different ways out there to do it, and maybe I'll film a tutorial next year on how to do different types of ribbon. But this year I just took this green and cream plaid ribbon. I cut it into a strip, and then I twisted it in the center, and then I tucked it into my tree, and I kind of just crimped the ends of the ribbon, and it's just really pretty and natural looking, and that's exactly what I wanted. So after I did the green ribbon, I had this pretty red ribbon. It's almost like a burlappy type material, but I don't really care for burlap, but I do like this red color. It kind of brought it a little bit more casual, or made the tree a little more casual because of the texture of this ribbon, but I liked how it was so different than the plaid ribbon. They definitely don't match at all. Like, you know, there's snowflakes on one, there's plaid on the other, but they tend to go together once the tree is all put together. So I just cut strips that were probably about a foot long, and I tucked them into the tree just like loops. And like I said, it looks kind of weird with just ribbon on the tree. I even stood back and thought, oh, maybe I should redo this. But once I got it done, I was super happy. And then there's my sweet little helper. Caroline's always trying to help me, and I love it. after I get all of my ribbon and garland or whatever the base is on my tree, I always start out with the largest ornaments first. And so here, these are not gigantic, but they're probably like a 5-6 inch bulb. And I love these because they're like a sagey green color. They are not the same color as my wall. They're not the same color as the ribbon, but it's really nice to have different shades of green. So after I did the really large bulb, then I came back in with kind of the more traditional size bulb. I think it's like a 3 inch, and I used a mossy green glitter bulb and then a dark, deep Christmas red bulb that are just complete glitter, and they're so pretty. I definitely have a method to my madness when it comes to decorating a tree with the ornaments. Like I said earlier, I start out with the largest bulbs and then bring the smaller bulbs in, and then I take these more eclectic ornaments. I always buy an odd amount. First of all, I never buy even numbers, and then I kind of zigzag down the tree. I will start on the right side and then go to the left, and then zigzag back down to the right. And you can kind of see that I'm doing that here. And of course, that method does not always work, but for the most part, it does. That way the ornaments are spaced out throughout the tree. There's not two of the exact same ornament right beside each other or in a row, and it makes the tree just look so well thought out whenever you mix up your ornaments so they're not right on top of each other. Now, after I do a lot of the ornaments kind of tucked into the tree, I come back with any ornaments that will hang off the end of the branches, and that's what I'm doing here with these finial ornaments. These are a little bit harder to put on a skinny tree because they have to hang straight or they do not look right, and some of those are like 12-13 inches long, so they were a little bit harder to hang, but I was so excited to use these. They're my favorite ornaments, and I've had them for years, and they're just so beautiful and classic. As you can see here, I found some extra red glitter bulbs toward the end. I think they were in a separate box, so I added some more in. And one thing that I have learned is once you think you will have enough, add a little more because you're going to want it and it's going to look so good. So if you like this type of full tree like I do, one thing you should always know is to layer. It is okay if ornaments and ribbon and picks and different things like that overlap. It makes it look so full and pretty. Now, I like to be able to still see my branches to see that it is a tree, so I'm kind of like a semi-full person. But after I get all of my ornaments on the tree, then I add these picks. Picks are a game changer. I don't remember ever having these in my tree whenever I was a kid, and I'm so glad that they have them now. But I love these leaves. They have kind of a silver and gold to them, so they kind of would work with almost any color scheme. But they added a natural element that I really was going for with this tree. Next, I added these picks of, I think it's some sort of eucalyptus, maybe like a lamb's ear. I'm not really sure what you would call that, but I love them because they're, again, that pretty sagey color. So it kind of ties in with the large bulbs that I first put on there. So after I got the more natural elements in my tree, I added these berry looking picks, and these are like a champagne color and they're frosted. And then after the frosted ones, I added red ones that looked like cranberries that were frosted, and they're so pretty. I also had black ones, which I kind of got a strange look whenever I told people I was going to put the black in there too, because they thought it didn't go. But the words on the green ribbon says Merry Christmas in black, and so I wanted to add more black into my tree. I love black because it's like a good dark tone, and it just looks really good once you get it all together.
We're tracing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Lady, we meet under the mistletoe while Santa's busy saying ho.
So for my more designer looking trees like this one, I do like to use the picks for my tree topper instead of a star or an angel. Now you can always add a star or angel with this, but I prefer just a lot of the sticks sticking out of the top. And you'll see here in just a second that it just wasn't full enough, and I had some floral arrangements that looked like sage green and white berries that were frosted or kind of crystallized, and I add them on in here in a second on the topper, and it just made it perfect. Of course, after I got my tree all decorated, there was plenty of cleanup. There was glitter and flocking and tags and everything all over the floor and table. And so I used my Hoover, one power blade, I think is what it's called, to sweep it up real quick, and it does a really great job. And it's a really inexpensive cordless vacuum. It's less than $200 even when it's not on sale. So if you're interested in one and want one that's a little more budget friendly like I am, then this is a great option. So here's my tree all finished. I'm so pleased with it. I think it's so beautiful. I wish you could see it in person because it is so much more pretty in person than it is on video or in pictures. Now, after I finished my tree, I decided to use what I had to decorate this side table. I added some small flocked wreaths so it kind of pulls in with the tree, and then added all of these different sized and different colored Christmas trees to go with this beautiful sign. This sign was from Walmart and it was less than $20. And all of my trees in that little church, most of them are from Hobby Lobby. The red plaid and then the green one right beside the red plaid one are from Walmart. But I think the rest of them are all from Hobby Lobby. I actually have changed this since I filmed this because I moved my great-grandma's china cabinet into the living room here and moved this table back into my foyer where it was before fall. We're doing a little bit of rearranging. We've actually purchased a wood burning stove, and I'm so excited because it'll be here in probably the next week or so. And Wes is building a hearth in our kitchen for that. And so everything is kind of, moved around and not in its normal place, and we're just kind of making it work. You know how life is. You just do it with what you have. And so that's what we're doing, and we are so thankful that we have plenty of space to add in the wood burning heater because it's going to help us this winter for heat. But that's the end of my video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, I'm Elizabeth Clary, and this is Clary's Do Life. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below, and make sure you subscribe. guys have a Merry Christmas.